Alright guys, so I got some exciting news. I've got this workbench here I built a little while ago, and typically it's just for storage. Got my camera gear, sharpening stuff, but I don't actually do work at this location. Now there may have been some of you that remembered when I used to have a metal lathe sitting right there, and when I got rid of that lathe, I'd kind of gone through this thing that, you know, I don't want to have tools that I don't use, I don't need. But the biggest reason I got rid of that lathe is that it was too light. You know, one of the huge problems with these machine tools, the smaller ones, that they don't have weight, they don't have mass to them. My little milling machine, this thing isn't heavy enough to do heavy cuts. And with my old lathe, the biggest material I could actually work was probably like 2-inch diameter in steel. Anything bigger than that, and it would just like vibrate, it wouldn't get good cuts. Big machines cut better. My dad is actually doing a bit of a renovation on his shop. He's putting new tin all over the roof and the walls on the inside. And my boys have been there for the last couple weeks helping them, making some summer money. And when they got to the point where the lathe was, my dad took the lathe out and he says, oh, I'm gonna have to throw that in the scrapyard. This is the lathe that I had mentioned having access to, and one of the reasons it was easy for me to get rid of this lathe that I had in here is because my dad had his lathe. And he was literally just gonna haul it off for scrap steel. So, luckily, my boys let me know, and I asked my dad, I said, what are you doing with the lathe? And he goes, do you want it? I'm like, yeah. Free lathe. So my dad's actually on his way over here right now. He put on his gooseneck, he's got his bobcat. This lathe is heavy. I don't know what year it is. I think it might be 50s, 60s. It's an Ensign. I think there's also used to be called or known as a Williams. I may be wrong about all this stuff because it's been a long time since I've used this lathe, but I believe it's made in England, and I believe it's gonna fit right there. Where on earth does all that dust come from? It always blows me away. Like, look at this. There's like a dryer lint trap in here. Get ready for a new lathe. It just showed up.
Yeah. What's the picture?
Bruno. This is for video. This is for YouTube. That's a sweet old machine, eh?
It's a good machine. Yeah. But this, well, I can give you the other one if you don't. But see this here? This is a Phase-O-Matic.
Oh, okay.
So just Google it, talks about it, but it runs 220 3-phase motors on 220 single-phase power. Huh. And there's just connections in there. It's the same, it's a capacitor start rig.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
it's all there. Yeah. So this is what they had it running on at the plant.
Oh, okay. Because you never had this running, did you?
Oh yeah. I use it all the time. Yeah, it's got the plug in it.
Where's it from? Like
well, you know that tank farm at Shell, that tank farm just off of Barlow?
And just this would be easy to fix, eh?
Yeah, it's just a canvas, eh?
Yeah.
It's a canvas to keep crap from falling in, and most people rip them right off. But
yeah.
But because it actually spools there, that rolls either way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's tons of these tools. Here's the for parting, right?
Yep.
There's tons of these carbides and all the rest of the extra set of jaws there, and you name
sweet.
it. And this is actually a
coolant pump.
A coolant pump, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I had it hooked up at one time, but.
Huh. What do you think this thing weighs?
I think about 2,000 pounds. Here over there?
Here I'll go.
Okay.
Watch out. I'm excited about it.
Oh, look at this little girl!
So the only thing when I'll put it right in position, we'll probably leave it a few feet out because the thing is covered with oil.
You don't want to sit down and grab the lathe itself. You want to.
Yeah.
Hey Dad, the battery's low. The lens is dirty.
Yeah.
That?
Because you've been watching for a lathe out the DG for over a year, probably.
And I always thought Dad wanted this, so I was like, I should ask if he'd ever consider selling it. And the boys were like, you gotta get rid of it. I'm like, well, I almost bought one a couple weeks ago, but it's too small. All right, folks, that was rather uneventful, kind of how you want it to go, and we got it in the garage. Now, I've left it out about 2 feet from the wall so that I can clean it up. I'm gonna spend some time. I don't know if I'll have this running within the next week or two. Hopefully within a couple weeks I'll be going but I need a lot of cleanup to do. I'm gonna clean this whole thing down. I'm not doing any restoration type stuff on this. I just wanna get this cleaned up, proper lubricated, probably change out the oil, get it so it's ready to go, got it wired up. But I think this is gonna be really awesome. So I still don't know what year this is. Even this N sign, if you look online and try and find like an Ensign slant bed lathe, you'll find ones that come up and it says Williamson or Wilson, I forget which one. Now this is a slant bed lathe, meaning that the ways are at an angle here, right? They're slanted. So, you know, flat ways are like this. This is a slant bed. I'm not entirely sure the advantage of this. One thing could be that you get more distance between the contact points for the same like essential footprint. So maybe it makes it slightly more rigid. I don't know, kind of a little engineering thought processing going on in there. Got the tailstock, we got power feed, and I believe we have the spindle or this cross slide power feed as well. So that's cool. Now I'm gonna need to put some new canvas on here. And then neat thing with this one is I can switch between English threads and metric threads. You don't have to change the gears. A lot of times on the lathe you'll have to actually take out your entire gear set. This is set up to do both of them. And then here's your different selectors for the different threads that you want to cut. And one thing I was really excited about is that this came with the 4-jaw chuck. I didn't think it did. I'd never like opened up this little thing and it was really difficult to get open, but it has a 4-jaw chuck. And believe it or not, one thing I plan on using this for a lot is wah handles. So essentially I can take my blocks of wood there, cut them all the exact same size, and then set up the 4-jaw chuck so that, you know, you got your slightly longer side and your wide side for the handles. Set it up so that if everything's the same, I can just slide one in, tighten it down, and then bore it out very precisely, a lot more accurate than doing on the drill press. And I can just leave it set up here, so I could cut, say, 50 handles and bore 50 handles, boom, 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 boom. Really gonna save me a lot of time, because typically what I'll do right now when I'm doing a wall style handle is I'll select a piece of wood and I will kind of do it like one at a time, right? I'll, okay, take this, take it there, and I gotta set up my vise and make sure it's perfectly straight in all the directions. This should make it for like boom, 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 sort of mass production. That was actually one of the key reasons why I wanted this, but then also, I mean, it's a metal lathe and it's a decent size, so it fits really good right where this other one was. We're gonna have room to move it in there, and oh, I'm so stoked. It's got the through spindle, which is nice if you're working with longer stuff. But yeah, handy to have. Decent amount of tooling. This is an interesting one. These little tailstock adapters. Ooh, this is cool. Look at this. So this looks like more like for a milling machine though. It looks like it'd be like for a fly cutter or something. Another set of jaws. This looks like some type of a spindle for a slitting saw. Almost, you know, I think you put this, I think they made this to go in between the ways. Maybe you chuck onto here. And then this obviously is a little nut. If I could do it with one hand, come on. Anyways, these are all different little pieces and you can put different slitting saws in here, whatever. I'm not sure what that is, some homemade jobby. Key. Ooh, this is a little taper for knocking out these Morse taper things, whatever. Oh, this is for a parting tool. So you put your tooling steel in here. This is where you could take some one tool steel. You know, you cut your cutter in there and it slides in here. Lock it down. Another type of a key for something on there. Wrench. For slope plate wheels. Oh, needs some work. Jeremy. I made this. I don't know what it is. I was looking at that for slope plate wheels. Needs some work. Jeremy. This is weird. So I made this for this lathe. I have no clue what that was for or what it did, but well, that's kind of groovy. Got a little coolant pump. Pretty sure I'm not going to use that. This little thing here, I'll save this. You never know when that could be handy. And then actually one thing that's kind of cool, I have no clue what these are for. I feel like I've seen these before, something like this, but you just think about if you take this and then with like a trailer hitch ball, you make some type of a clamp for a knife vise. Now you've got a ball swivel knife vise type thing. I think it'd be cool. Nice little quick change. What do they call it? It's not a chuck. Tool post. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about this. I think this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful addition to the shop. I want to do a lot more research on it, learn more about it, and then first order business obviously is to get it cleaned up. We're dripping oil there already. Maybe even find out where the leaks are from, see if I could possibly, you know, put some new gaskets in or something like that. But just noticed I got some free PPE. Yes, it's important. Pretty stoked about this. So that's actually going to do it for this video. I just wanted to share this. This was like an exciting moment in my life. Christmas and August. I'm so stoked about this. And then over the next couple of weeks, we'll get this thing running. I'll share the progress with you guys here. Maybe I'll kind of film the whole thing and kind of, you know, combine it into a single source video of getting this thing up and running. But this is going to be so exciting. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.